use it or lose it. We've all heard that many times before, use it or lose it. Well, what does that mean, and what does that look like in concrete terms? Well, I learned this lesson from Louis Simmons from Westside Barbell, strongest gym in the world, bar none. He says that if you stop lifting weights for 2 weeks, you could lose up to 15% of your strength. Now think about that. That extra 15%, the 15% that you're losing, that's probably the stuff you're working the hardest for, right? It's hardest to make, as you get in better and better shape, the gains that you make are gonna seem smaller and smaller, they're gonna take more and more time. So when we take that time off, it's important to rest. But when we take off too much time, an extended period, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we can lose up to 15% of our strength. Now, if that's true for our strength training, how much truer could it be for our mindset training? We have a good pattern that we're doing. We're on track. We're working on our confidence, relaxing under pressure. And what happens? We stop doing it, we start backing off, and then we start losing it. Let me tell you a story. I was doing a pretty good job at this back when I was at Rutgers. My junior year at Rutgers, my third year there, I was redshirt sophomore. I was practicing my pre-match routine a lot. We talk about this in Self-Knowledge Week 4 or 5. Having a pre-match routine is going to help you reduce nervousness and build confidence right before you go out there and compete. And again, if you play a different sport, just apply it to that sport. Your pre-at-bat routine, your pre-kicking routine, your pre-game routine, whatever it is, right? So I was doing a good job. I learned this lesson. I was practicing it probably 2 or 3 days a week, probably 1 or 2 days a week at home. And I was ready to go. And then during the season, before my matches, that was the best I ever felt before competing because I had down a good, solid, and specific pre-match routine. Then, the next year I transferred to Penn. And I stopped practicing the pre-match routine because I kind of felt like, well, I have this under control, so let me spend time on other things. And yes, there are times we learn lessons, but we still have to practice it, even if it's not as frequently, making sure we're still doing it at least once a week. If I was doing it twice a week, at least do it once a week. If not once a week, once every other week. Apply that same principle for strength. You don't lift weights for 2 weeks, you lose 15% of your strength. Then what happens? When I was at Penn then, I was more nervous before my matches, less confident, until I started practicing the pre-match routines again, and then I started picking it back up. So in other words, we know the phrase, use it or lose it, make sure we apply it, or that's gonna happen with our strength, our technique, or our mindset.